A speech to the assembly. Friends and brothers, it is all right for you to be monks, but it is much better to be men unattached to all things. Why should you run around making karma that will hem you in like a criminal's chains? Trying to empty your minds, straining to attain enlightenment, blabbering about your understanding of the Buddha Dharma, all this is a waste of energy. Once the great Matsu said to me, "Your own treasure house already contains everything you need. Why don't you use it freely, instead of chasing after something outside yourself?" From that day on, I stopped looking elsewhere. Just make use of your own treasure house according to your needs, and you will be happy men. There isn't a single thing that can be grasped or rejected. When you stop thinking that things have a past or future, and that they come or go, then in the whole universe there won't be a single atom that is not your own treasure. All you have to do is look into your own mind. Then the marvelous reality will manifest itself at all times. Don't search for the truth with your intellect. Don't search at all. The nature of the mind is intrinsically pure. Thus the Flower Garland Sutra says, "All things have neither a beginning nor an end." For those who are able to interpret these words correctly, the Buddhas are always present. Furthermore, the Vimalakirti Sutra says, "Reality is perceived through your own body." If you don't run after sounds and sights, or let appearances give rise to conceptual thinking, you will become men unattached to all things. That's enough for now. Take good care of yourselves. What should the mind dwell upon? It should dwell upon non-dwelling. What is this non-dwelling? It means not allowing the mind to dwell upon anything whatsoever. What does that mean? Dwelling upon nothing means that the mind doesn't remain with good or evil, being or non-being, inside or outside, emptiness or non-emptiness, concentration or distraction. This dwelling upon nothing is the state in which it should dwell. Those who attain it are said to have non-dwelling minds. In other words, they have Buddha minds. What does mind resemble? Mind has no color, is neither long nor short, doesn't appear or disappear. It is free from both purity and impurity. It was never born and can never die. It is utterly serene. This is the form of our original mind, which is also our original body. By what means does this body or mind perceive? Can it perceive with the eyes, ears, nose, touch, and consciousness? No, there aren't several means of perception like that. Then what sort of perception is involved, since it isn't like any of the ones already mentioned? It is perception by means of your own nature. What does this mean? Because your own nature is pure and utterly serene, its immaterial and motionless essence is capable of this perception. But since that pure essence can't be found, where does this perception come from? We may compare it to a mirror, which, though it doesn't contain any forms, can nevertheless reflect all forms. Why? Because it is free from mental activity. If your mind were clear, it wouldn't give rise to delusions, and its attachments to subject and object would vanish. Then purity would arise by itself, and you would be capable of such perception. The Dharmapada Sutra says, "To establish ourselves amid perfect emptiness in a single flash is the essence of wisdom." When the mind reaches the state of not dwelling upon anything and continues in that state, won't there be some attachment to its not dwelling upon anything? As long as your mind dwells upon nothing, there is nothing you can attach yourself to. If you want to understand the non-dwelling mind very clearly, while you are sitting in meditation, You should be aware only of the mind and shouldn't allow yourself to make judgments. That is, you should avoid thinking in terms of good, bad, or anything else. Whatever is past, so don't sit in judgment upon it. For when thinking about the past disappears by itself, it can be said that there is no longer any past. Whatever is in the future hasn't arrived, so don't direct your hopes and longings toward it. For when thinking about the future disappears by itself, it can be said that there is no future. Whatever is present passes instantaneously. Just be aware of your non-attachment to everything. Don't nourish any desire or aversion in your mind. For when thinking about the present disappears by itself, it can be said that there is no present. When there is no clinging to any of those three periods, it can be said that they don't exist. If your mind wanders away, don't follow it. Your mind will stop wandering by itself. If your mind lingers somewhere, don't linger with it. Its search for a dwelling place will stop by itself. In this way, you will come to have a non-dwelling mind, a mind that remains in the state of non-dwelling. If you are fully aware of a non-dwelling mind in yourself, you will discover that there is just the fact of dwelling, with nothing to dwell upon or not to dwell upon. This full awareness in yourself of a mind that dwells upon nothing is known as having a clear perception of your own mind, or of your own true nature. A mind that dwells upon nothing is the Buddha mind, enlightenment mind, uncreated mind. It is also called realization that the nature of all appearances is unreal. It is what the sutras call patient realization of the uncreated. If you haven't realized it yet, please exert all your power to realize it. When you finally understand, your mind will be free from both delusion and reality. A mind that is truly free has reached the state in which opposites are seen as empty. This is the only freedom.
Make the CD skip, don't give a shit. It's all about the lyrics that you're hearing.